And good afternoon, everyone. Today's session is on PayPal setup and payments in QuickBooks Online. My name is Lauretta Finis and I am part of the Training and Writing Network group here in Australia for Interact QuickBooks Online. I'm actually sitting in Doncaster East in Victoria, if anyone knows where that is. And can I say it's not too sunny at the moment. It is very, very windy outside. So hopefully we're not bound for a storm, and hopefully my Telstra internet bears up with that. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So today's presentation will be on QuickBooks Online, how PayPal interacts with QuickBooks Online. So agenda is today where we'll be looking at the overview look in QuickBooks Online and PayPal, how that all works together. I'll then go into a live demo and show you how to actually switch on the Get app now and the actual setup itself. Then we will look at sending out invoices from the file that I'm using, and then also we will look at the scenario of the client paying that invoice. So I'll show you how easy that would be, and then also receiving the payments back into our file as well. So we give you the overview look of setting up PayPal, invoicing out, then sending out the invoice, and then also receiving the payment. Okay, so during this time I will actually show you a live demo, and that way you can see exactly what it is that, or how easy it is to actually set up, I should actually say. Just before I do commence, we do have a bit of a disclaimer. Basically, if you want to actually read that, I'll give you a minute or so. But basically what it's actually saying is that you're under no obligation, and this presentation should not be relied on in making your own personal decision. Also, the information that I give you is a general only information, and it doesn't take into account any objectives, financial situation or needs. So yeah, so it's just a disclaimer that I need to actually bring that to your attention. All right, so we start with the PayPal overview. We can now accept payments via PayPal and credit cards. This is what your invoice will look like once you actually turn on the PayPal button, the PayPal app. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but the image where it actually shows you the invoice number 1001, in the middle of that page, there is in a red box online payment, where I've actually ticked PayPal. And it also accepts credit cards as well. So not just PayPal, but credit cards as well. And we'll actually have a look at that in a moment. So what I will do, I am going to throw over to a bit of a live demo now. And let's see, here we go. Cool. So first off, what I do want to do is actually take you to the official website of intuit.com.au. So again, that's intuit.com.au. And as you can see on the top page there, we've got a banner where it says say goodbye to chasing late payments, because that's what you would be doing if you actually add on the PayPal app to QuickBooks Online. Then all you need to do is click on the Learn More, and that will take us to the page where I want to give you a moment so you know that this is where you can go to actually have a look, take your time. There's some videos on here as well. This will give you a lot more information in relation to PayPal. So there's a really good video here about accepting payments with PayPal using QuickBooks Online. I can't actually show it to you today because it won't actually pick up the voice with the voiceover with my microphone, but it's only 2 minutes, so do take the time to have a look at that. Then the next video I want to bring to your attention is the Watch How to Set Up Payments. And again, that's only a very short presentation. And then the last one is how to accept online payments. So as you can see, we've got the last one, download our payments welcome guide. So that's a guide. It's not actually a webinar. And there's also an ebook as well here too, learn how to improve your cash flow. So that's quite good as well, everyone, if you're looking at a little bit more information about how to actually look after your cash flow. All right, so that's basically this page, and it will give you a lot more information on how to actually set up QuickBooks Online. Okay, so take the time, do read it, do listen to the webinars, and there's a few more little webinars in there. I think there are some bookkeeping website, a bookkeeping business, and that looks like a business here in Australia, and they talk about PayPal and adding that to their QuickBooks Online file. So what I do want to do is go straight into our file, and today we're using the sample file of Buddy's Pet Supplies. And what I want to bring to your attention, now of course this had to happen right now. Sorry everyone, I've had it open for a little while. So okay, so yeah, so let's look at this. So under the customers, I've actually got set up under the name of Admin Co. I've actually emailed out previously an invoice, and it was for $2,200, but I've actually partially paid this with $1. Because what I wanted to do was actually show you how the process goes. From sending out an invoice, the customer receiving that invoice, then your customer going in and paying the invoice, and then how the actual receipt or payment looks in the QuickBooks Online file. So as an invoice, I think we all know how to process our invoices, but basically what your invoice would look like is with this area enabled. At the moment, I have it disabled only because I want to enable it again so I can show you how to set that up. But basically, previously when I did send this out, I had that ticked, and I processed the invoice like I normally would. There's no big hoo-ha, there's no other difference of the way you need to enter in your invoice, but normal invoices go out, then you actually send it out to your client. Let me just make this a little bit larger. So then we would go save and send. Once you go save and send, the actual invoice would actually go out to your customer. I'm not going to send it again because I've already sent it once. And just make sure you do actually tick that button. At the moment it doesn't actually work because I've got it disabled, but it will work in a moment. But I just want to show you how we've actually done that process. So let me just cancel out of here. So we actually have the invoice that I've sent out to our client called Admin Co. Then Admin Co, once he received the invoice, he then went in and actually paid $1. And this is how it comes across automatically through QuickBooks Online, through PayPal. So it actually applies the payment that your client has done against the invoice owing. So as you can see, we received $1 against our $2,200, and it went into the PayPal bank account. All right, pretty easy so far. So let's close that down. Then what I do want to show you is in our chart of accounts. So from your company preferences area, chart of accounts, I look at my new bank account that is called PayPal account, PayPal bank account I should say. And actually before I do show you this next step, I just want to, if I just type in PayPal, all these accounts here, PayPal bank account, PayPal income account, PayPal fees, the PayPal uncategorized expenses have all been generated behind the scenes when I set up the PayPal app with QuickBooks Online. So you do not have to go in and worry yourself about what account do I need to set up. It actually sets it all up behind the scenes for us. So as you can see again, we've got the 4 accounts that it automatically opens for you, PayPal bank account, PayPal income, PayPal fees, and PayPal uncategorized expenses. All right, so let's just have a look at our PayPal bank account, because what actually happens here is that dollar has come in, but you know, like most PayPal, when I purchase something through eBay, there's an actual fee. What actually happens here is you receive the payment, but it also automatically uploads the actual fee as well. So you don't have to worry about adding in fees when you're actually trying to do the bank reconciliation at the end of the month. All right. Now, what I do want to show you next is the actual invoice. So the invoice that we actually sent to our client, Adwin Co. This is the way it came into his Outlook. I've got Outlook running, guys, so this is what it would look like. I'll just make that a little bit larger. So as you can see, it's come from us. We are Buddy's Pet Supplies today. So that's our file. We sent an invoice of $2,200 to our client called Adwin Co. Then what Adwin Co has to do is just click on View Invoice. Once he clicks on the View Invoice page, it automatically takes him to a screen where he has the option to actually pay this invoice via PayPal or a credit card. And I do apologise, my internet is going slow. It's normally much, much quicker than this. Okay, so here we go. So this is what the invoice will look like when it generates. So it's going to populate very shortly. But at the moment, because I've actually disabled my PayPal account, so I wanted to show you in a moment how to set it all up, it's not actually accepting any more online payments for this invoice. So normally it would have a big button here and it would say pay this invoice. And all you have to do is click pay the invoice and it will automatically take you into the PayPal window where you just sign in your PayPal account or the client's PayPal account, and he can pay this invoice via his PayPal account or credit card. So he does actually have the option to do either. The next screen I want to show you is after the client paid us the dollar previously, this is what he receives and what we receive. We also receive a confirmation to say that we've received a dollar, but also too, the client receives a receipt as well. So we are Alex, and it says your payment has been sent and we paid $1 to Buddy's Pet Supplies. So as you can see, it's actually given us that option. Now let's click on View Invoice and it should actually show us the invoice. Okay, so it's actually going to take us back to that screen. All right, so it actually shows us that we've paid $1. It was $2,200 and we now have left $2,199. So it actually gives us an actual balance due after we've actually paid the payment. So it's a really good way of your clients being able to, excuse me, your clients being able to visualize exactly what they do have left on that invoice. Okay, so let's just close that one down and I'll close that down. Okay, cool. So that gives you a bit of an overview as to what the PayPal app can actually do once we connect it to QuickBooks Online. All right. So we're at the stage now where we are looking at connecting the Get app to our QuickBooks Online file. Now, I just want to discuss with you first a few things before I go ahead and do that. One is that you have to be the administrator in your QuickBooks Online file. So whether you're the company administrator or the master administrator, it doesn't matter, okay? If I have pro advisors or accountants and bookkeepers on the line or listening to the webinar, please be aware that you cannot add the app for your client if you are signed in under your QuickBooks Online accountant file under the dashboard. So for the accountants and bookkeepers on the line, you will have to sign in, or you get your client to sign in, and that way you can actually attach the app to your QuickBooks Online file, because you can't actually do it through QBOA. The other thing I need you to note is that for PayPal to operate in QuickBooks Online, it has to be a business account. So a business account is required. If you don't have a business account, it's not that hard. I actually set up my own business file probably about a month and a half ago. I didn't have a PayPal business account. It was only a personal PayPal account. When I was actually setting up, and once I logged into my PayPal account, it automatically realised it wasn't a business account, so it gave me the option then and there to actually upgrade it to a business PayPal account. There was no fee involved, so I didn't get charged to actually upgrade to a business account, and it did it, I would say, in less than a couple of minutes. I don't think I even waited a couple of minutes, I can't remember now, but it wasn't that hard, or it wasn't that excruciating that I had to wait for ages for it to get done. So once I actually clicked on the button, yes, upgrade to a business account, it went quite quickly right through, and then we actually went to the wizard of setting up the app. Now, the next thing I want you to realise as well before, and I would say probably do this before you actually start, and that is a setting that I want you to check, or that you need to check in your QuickBooks Online file. And you do that by going to your company preferences cogwheel, which is up on your right-hand corner, top right-hand corner, under settings, then company settings, then under sales, then under online delivery. Please ensure that this online invoice is actually turned on, not the plain text email. Okay, so we do need the online invoice turned on, please. So please make sure you remember that. The other thing that I want to bring out to your information at the moment, while we're in this particular area, some of my clients and myself, my business file, I also attach the invoice when I send out to my clients as a PDF. Okay, because we have that option in this area here. Please be aware that if your customer receives the invoice with the PDF attachment, the only place for him to actually make that payment is when he actually views the invoice, not views the PDF, of course, because the PDF is static. So he has to view the invoice, because that takes it to a web page, and then it'll take it straight into the PayPal payment area. So please remember that if you do actually, and we'll actually leave that on for our test shortly. So I'll save that as well. So we'll just get out of there. Now we're ready to actually start, everyone. So let's take note. All right, so on our left hand, and this is one way of getting into it. The other way of actually getting into the app was from this area here where it says enable payments. Okay, let's just go in there for a brief moment. I'm not going to enable it from there, because I like enabling it from the actual QuickBooks Online file. So from this area here, you can go into enable PayPal. Please note there is some more information in here. There is some more videos. There are some more notes. There is also a welcome guide, how to install, how to send payment-enabled invoices. So you're not alone once you finish this webinar. So just remember that. You can check out the reviews. Here is your pricing structure. So do go in, check out the pricing structure of PayPal. And here is some support as well. Okay? So do take the time to have a look and see what you have in this window. So you could click on Get App Now from here, but this is my little thing. I actually like to open it from my file. So left-hand side navigation bar, click on Apps. It will do its thing. It will take us to the app screen. I could actually scroll down, go through all the different apps. There it is there. But one quick way of doing it is I can just click in PayPal and find, and there it is. So I'm just going to click on Accept Payments with PayPal. It will take me through to the next screen. I then click on Get App Now. And okay, everyone, so you're watching because now we've actually already started the setting up phase of adding the PayPal app to our QuickBooks Online file called Buddy's Pet Supplies. So what this is actually saying is let's start using the payments with PayPal with QuickBooks, and let's authorize Intuit to securely share the data to accept payments with PayPal. Yes, let's authorize it. So I'm going to click on Authorize. And as you can see, it's doing its thing. It's working behind the scenes for you. It's setting up the account. It's preparing the app. So we're just waiting for a few moments. Right. So now here is where we log in with our PayPal account. Now, the PayPal account that I'm using today is a demo PayPal account. So keep my fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly for us. So this is I'll put in my details. So this would be your PayPal account. Like it was mine, I put in my details for my PayPal account. As I said, this is just a training exercise today. So I have a training PayPal account. Oops, and I'm making sure that, I'll just be quiet for a moment so I can concentrate here. Okay, hopefully that's correct. And then I put in my password. Oops, I'll just try that again. All right, then I'm going to log in. Now this will log into the PayPal account that you use for your business. So we've actually got into the PayPal account, as you can see. I'll just click on that. So it's actually got into our PayPal account. It's actually granting permission to Intuit. So click Grant Permission. It's then redirecting us back to Intuit. You can see it's doing all the hard work for us. Cool, we're nearly there. It's loading. It doesn't take too long considering all the information that needs to happen so it can cross-sync PayPal to QuickBooks Online. Okay, we're there. So see, it didn't really take that long, everyone. Okay, so before we finish connecting your PayPal account, we have some questions of how you'd like everything to work. So basically what we're doing here is we are going to map the different PayPal accounts where we want it to go to in our QuickBooks Online accounts. Does that make sense, everyone? So let's say, okay, let's go. I think that's the name of a song. Okay, let's go. All right, first question. You can now let your customers pay invoices online. Your customers have the option to pay with A, PayPal, or Visa, MasterCard, or Amex. Just remember that. Would you like to accept online payments via PayPal? The options are select one. So it's either yes or no. Since we've got this far, I'd say it'd be yes. Let's enable the invoice payment. Click Next. Our next question is, choose an account to represent your PayPal account in QuickBooks. As I mentioned before, when I was in the chart of accounts in our file, I mentioned the 4 different accounts that PayPal sets up automatically for us behind the scenes. And one of them was PayPal bank account. So yes, that's where we want it to go. But just take note that it's actually picked up my other bank accounts as well. This is my Westpac business check account. So if I theoretically send my money into the check account directly from PayPal, I could actually have the option to send it directly to the business check account. But in this particular case, I'm going to leave all my money sitting in the PayPal bank account, and then I can just transfer it whenever I need to. So let's just click on PayPal bank account. Next, so our next number 3 question is customer details. Would you like us to import customer details from PayPal? So what this is, if you've actually been using PayPal for your business, let's just say you've got a website, you've been using the sales, and you actually have customer details in PayPal, you've actually got the option to import all those customer details into QuickBooks Online. Okay, but in this particular case, we are going to say no. I don't have any customers in this PayPal account, so I'm just going to say no. So you've got the option yes if you want to, or no. Okay, so our next number 4 question is past transactions. Again, as I said previously, if we were running our PayPal account, our business PayPal account, we already had sales in there, we've had customers in there, you have the option to import past transactions from PayPal. So in this particular case, I'm going to say no. But guess what? You've actually got the option to import the last 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months. So you can go way back if you really need to. In this particular case, we're going to say no, don't import. So next, and which will be our final customization. And in this last one, we've got a few questions that we have to answer. So let's have a look. How do we want to categorize the details of the transactions that are imported from PayPal to QuickBooks Online? So sales transactions from PayPal. So when our transactions come in from PayPal, where do we want them to go? This is all that it's asking. So we will click on PayPal income. Please note that if you do have an invoice, it will get paid off the invoice. Okay, it will come off the invoice. So it's not going to generate a new income stream with that amount coming through. All right, fees charged by PayPal. Again, those 4 accounts that generates behind the scene when you set up PayPal fees. Okay, so that's where we want our fees to go to. Default GST, yes. You can either default it to GST or GST on non-capital. Sorry, select one, GST. That GST on non-capital down there, I do apologise for that. If you weren't registered for GST, you can leave that blank, okay, because you don't need GST. Now, default code for expenses. Again, if you're not registered for GST, you don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, I'd be going with GST on non-capital in this particular question. You also have the option not to import any expenses. I want to see my other expenses come through, and I'm going to talk to you about that towards the end of this presentation about when we look at reconciling the bank account, and if I have all my expenses that I've purchased in my business PayPal account all sync in and import into QuickBooks Online, guess what? It's going to make my life so much easier, and I don't have to physically sit there and enter them all in, all right? The other thing I want you to note here is you can untick that or you can tick that, which allows email notifications from app. I actually quite like notifications from anything for anything that I do, so I would actually keep that ticked on. Okay, continue to review. So what it does is it actually takes the information that we've just given it, and it's actually going to review the information and prepares it. It's actually loading at the moment into QuickBooks Online. And here we go. So it's actually giving us the preference that we can actually edit it just in case we've done something not quite right. I'm quite happy with that. We've gone through it all, we've discussed it, quite happy, so let's connect. So while it's connecting, it'll just take a few moments. As you can see, while that's connected, I just want to bring to your attention there is an appcenter.intuit.com. Under that appcenter.intuit.com, if you actually log in with your login details that you use for your, here it is here, that you use for your QuickBooks Online, make sure you've got the Australian flag. Guess what? You can actually see all the apps that are available to you. All right, you also can see what apps are attached to your file. Click on My Apps. And under My Apps, you'll see all the apps that are attached to the file. And look at that. We can actually see that PayPal app is actually attached to our file called Buddy's Pet Supplies. Okay? We can actually change the settings if we have to, if we find that we've accidentally set up something wrong, or if we change our mind with something a little bit later on, we can actually change those settings. There's support. We can also disconnect it. I had to disconnect it before, as I mentioned before. That's where I went to disconnect it. All right, so let's go now back into QuickBooks Online. Now, the differences that you'll see at the moment, can't see anything different, can you? Not at all. It's only when you go either under your customers to actually start producing an invoice, or the way I like to do it is under my global create area, invoice, and from this area here, we'll actually see that's actually enabled now, so it worked for me. Thank goodness. So that is fantastic. So that's the only difference you're going to see. So what I want to do, without further ado, I'll make a move because it is now getting on a little bit of time and we've got a little bit more to do. I actually just want to show you how quick and easy it is. I'm going to send an invoice out to Alex Blakely. Let's see, what will we, okay, we're going to buy some small beds. We're going to buy a small bed. We might buy 2 of those, and let's just say we're selling them at $20. And also Alex might be buying some blue collars, and he might be buying 5 at $10 each. Now, GST, I need to make sure I add in my GST as well. So as you can see, there is nothing different that I've done with the invoice so far. The only thing different is just remember to tick on that button, because you do have the option. If you don't want to give this option to your client, you don't have to. You can just untick that. So if he's on a direct debit and he just pays it automatically out of his bank account, but you still need to send off that invoice, you can just untick that. Okay, but for this particular exercise, we will keep that ticked on. And let's just make this a little bit bigger so we can see the whole screen. I'm going to go save and send. So we're going to email out. I'm actually going to change something here because I've actually got my email set up to receive this. Yep, so that's fine. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to save and send it to the right email address. And as you can see, again, it gives you that option. Do you want to actually give the customer the option to pay through PayPal or your credit cards? So in this particular case, we will say yes. So I'm going to send and close to my client called Alex Blakely. And off it goes, send and close. So far, nothing really different to what you already do. Okay, that email's been sent. Now, what I have got set up is in my other screen. I'm just waiting for that email to come through, and here it is. I'm just going to open it up, and there it is, everyone. So that's how quick and easy it was. I've already received the email from Buddy's Pet Supplies to me. I'm Alex Blakely in this instance, right? So remember I was saying before about setting the PDF attachment. If I click on the PDF attachment, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Oops, what's going on here? This is what it looks like. I do not have any area in here to actually have the facility to pay this invoice. It's just a PDF, all right, because that's all it is. It's just a PDF attachment, right? But this is where I click on View Invoice. So the customer will click on View Invoice, because I'm Alex at the moment, don't forget. I now have a button that says Pay Now. As you can see, I can print it or I can save it as a PDF. I click on Pay Now. It takes me to this area. It says the amount is due $99 and this is the payment method. But guess what? I'm only going to pay $1 because that's all that my PayPal account will take, and I'll go next. So you can see you can actually change that payment account. It then says review and pay. Are you happy? That's $1 and the due date is December 25th. That's got nothing to do with the payment date, just to let you know. I'm going to say yes, pay with PayPal. It takes me to a new screen. It'll securely log me into this screen, but it's the wrong PayPal account because the PayPal account that I'm making payments out of, because I'm Alex Blakely, remember, I'm not Buddy's Pet Supplies, and I'm just going to check that I've got the right payment dummy account. Yes, we do. And I'm just going to put in the password. Log in. Okay, something's not quite right here. What's happened? AU2. I'll just, I think something's happened here with my PayPal accounts because normally it would just allow me to go through. Let me just test this first. Don't you love it when you're doing demos and things don't go as planned? Yes, it's not going to go as planned for me. Let me just drop that 2 down. You are logging into the account of the seller for the purchase. Please change your login information. Yeah, that should be fine. Right. Just a moment while I think of what I can do. All right, it seems as if it's not going to allow me to do this, everyone. I do apologise. I had it actually set up nicely this morning. I might just delete everything here and just start again. Because what's actually happening, everyone, is because I'm playing around with dummy files and dummy PayPal accounts, it's not the real world where I could just log into my real file and my real PayPal account. I'm going to try it one more time, then I've got another idea that I can do. Okay. No, okay, I'm going to do something over here on my other screen that you can't see, and let's see if it's going to work. I do apologise, everyone, but this is what happens when we play with dummy files. You won't have this problem, I'll tell you now. Okay. Okay, my second option didn't work either. No, it's not going to work. I do apologise, everyone. I won't be able to take you to the next screen, but just visualise this. In any PayPal account, when you pay anything from PayPal, yes, you have to go in and you do have to actually sign into your PayPal account. Once you sign into your PayPal account, it gives you the option to either pay via PayPal or by your, oh, we're actually in now, everyone. Would you believe it? Okay, so this is me. So I have the option here to pay the dollar. So I click on Pay Now, and it's actually paid it from my account. And that wasn't a dummy file. Can I just add to that? Like it was only $1. All right, so what it's doing here is actually picking up the dollar, and it's actually said, okay, well, we've got the payment sent. So you can actually print up the receipt, as you can see. Okay, so you can print up the receipt and off it goes. So now you can see that it's come down to $98. All right, so it's $98. What we did miss, and we missed it because of the problem I had logging into a real PayPal account, was that when you actually paid into a PayPal account, before you actually say choose PayPal, you actually have the choice of actually scrolling down and actually choosing a credit card. Okay, so I'm sorry I did miss that step, but all it is very, very simple. You sign into your PayPal account. Once you sign in, you've actually got the option to actually pay via your credit card. All right, so let's get back on track, everyone. Sorry about that little problem that we had. All right, so we've actually paid the $98, and we are Blakely, okay? Sorry, Alex Blakey. So I'm going to close that down. I'm going to go back to my file. So we're Barney's Pet Supplies again. Let's go back to our customers. And actually you can see already that Alex only owes us $99. So that's how quick it was that that dollar actually hit Alex's account. So let's have a look from the business point of view. So we had the invoice, $99, and we received the payment of $1. Okay, we click into, we can also click in here as well, so we can check out the payment. As you can see, the payment was applied. Yes, I want to leave without saving. And it actually shows us that the payment, as you can see via this memo down here, payment via online invoicing with PayPal. What I like about this is it actually tells you where you received the money from. So you can actually follow it through. What actually happens is it actually deposits to the undeposited funds at this stage. What will happen shortly, and I don't know whether we've got 10 minutes or not, it roughly takes about, what will happen is it'll go through the undeposited funds account, and then it will sync to the account, to the bank account that when we set up the system, we said that we want the monies to go into the PayPal bank account, and that's what will happen. All right, so if I click into this payment, it's exactly the same payment as what we had before, okay? So back to our customer. And what I do want to show you is under our chart of accounts, that's the, I'm actually going to go back there and go back to chart of accounts. Beautiful. So under our PayPal bank account, it's not sitting there yet. That's what I need to explain to you. It takes about 10 minutes to go from, and I'm just going to click on the undeposited funds, which is where it sat before. There it is there. So that's where our dollar's sitting at the moment. All right. What will happen is QuickBooks Online will pick up this, because at the moment it's going through our accounts receivable account. It will pick up the dollar that's sitting in undeposited funds, and it will move it to the PayPal bank account, and the PayPal fees will actually sync as well. So even though we've received that dollar in our undeposited funds, what's actually happening behind the scenes, which we can't see, is QuickBooks Online is syncing it for us. It's actually moving it into undeposited funds and then directly into the PayPal bank account. And once that happens, it will actually pick up the actual PayPal fee, and that way it'll net itself off. All right, so that's how easy it was, everyone. That's how easy it was to send out the invoice to your client, then your client receiving the invoice, then your client paying the invoice, except your client had a problem today because she couldn't get into her PayPal account, but you can see that it was just a pretend PayPal account. I had to get into mine. So once that happens, then back to us as the business owner, we receive the payment fairly swiftly into our QuickBooks online file. You can see that the customer has paid it. What will happen is the client will receive a receipt as well. So you can, yeah, so it's actually automatically come off Alex's account there. The next thing I want to show you is reconciling. What you need to remember, and I was in here before, is you need to reconcile your PayPal bank account just like you would any other bank account. And as I mentioned before, when we were actually setting up the PayPal account to talk to QuickBooks Online, one of the questions was the expenses. Where did you want the expenses to go to? And we chose uncategorized expenses. So what will happen, I want to show you this, and I don't actually have any at the moment to actually show you as an example. So if we went into our profit and loss, there's our PayPal fees of the previous transaction I did today. But if I had expenses that came across from QuickBooks Online, I would have another account in here called PayPal Uncategorized Expenses. So all I would do is I would open up this account, and you can do that swiftly by just clicking on the amount. And if it was a different expense and I wanted to actually change it, all you need to do is just keep clicking, and you can see that I can change this expense to whatever other expense account I want it to change to. That's why it's probably a good idea that when you do a purchase through PayPal, when it syncs into QuickBooks Online, it would all just sit under uncategorized expenses, and I'll show you where that is in our chart of accounts. It'll probably be right down the bottom there, uncategorized PayPal, there it is there. So at the moment, we don't have anything in there, but if I had actually purchased a purchase from my account, it would sync into here, and then I open up that expense, and then I can send it to whether it's office supplies, whether it's license fees, whether it's staff, amenities, whatever. I can actually change it from there. So you're really treating it like a clearing account. Like I say to my clients, it's a bucket. It goes into the bucket, then you've got to pull it out of the bucket and stick it into where it should be going. So if we just go back to our bank reconciliation area, once we hit on reconcile, choose our PayPal account, resume reconciling, so I'd already gone into it before, you can actually see it's netted off the payment that we did with okay, so it's actually changed the amounts because previously I had a different amount in here, and I would have to go in and actually check it, because what's actually happened here, it's actually picked up Adwin's dollar and the 33 cents. So all you need to do is just net one off against the other, and then just make sure your PayPal amount equals what's in your PayPal amount in your PayPal account. And I don't know whether you know, but you can actually print off statements from your PayPal business account as well. That's what we do for our clients. We actually reconcile the PayPal accounts for our clients. So there you go. It wasn't too hard. The only glitch I had there was because I couldn't get into my dummy PayPal account. But once I logged into my real account, you can see that yeah, it wasn't too hard, and it didn't really take that long at all. So I'm just going to close down a few things there. So let's go back. So we've actually got the get up now. We did the send invoices and payments received. So I showed you how to send invoices, how to receive payments. So more information. So as I said, watch the videos on the app page. There was, once you get into the getting started, there was more information on that app page. I'll show you that in a moment, which was the welcome guide, how to install, and how to send payment-enabled invoices. As well as, I'll leave this up for a little while because that is our help area or contact page. So if you just want to write that down, it's help.quickbooks.intuit.com/en_U/contact. I'll just leave that up for a while, but I just do want to show you where that other page was. Oops, sorry about that, everyone. Oops. Now I've done it. There you go. Okay. If you just want to jot that down, I'm just going to find the page for you. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do is I'll go to intuit.com.au and this is the homepage of Intuit Australia. So where the banner is about say goodbye to chase and late payments, accept PayPal, click on Learn More. From that Learn More, it will take you into this page where you've got the 3 videos. I think there was 4 videos actually. Okay, so take the time, check out the videos. There was also the download ebook. Remember, we were discussing that about cash flow. So if you want to, that's a good little book to keep and read. Might help cash flow. As well as once you click on the enable payments, this is where all the other the extra support is. So if you just scroll down, there's a couple more videos for you to watch. Just scroll down and there's some more info. So that's a welcome guide, how to install, and how to send payment-enabled invoices. So please do take the time, have a look at that. Have a look at the extra information. I'll just pull this aside. So you've actually got that that contact detail as well. There you go, and it's AU contact. All right, so do we have any questions, everyone? Let's have a look. No questions so far. Have I answered everybody's queries? Hopefully you've taken a lot out of this. Everyone, if you can put your hand up so that I know that you're all listening and you've all paid attention, and you can take something away from this. Thanks, Heaton, and Rosalind and Kathy still got a hand up. Thanks, guys. I'll just wait around for a little bit more. So we've finished our webinar. If there's any questions, I can't see anything coming through. Okay, there's a few there that I just can't get into at the moment. Let me have a look. I've got a bit of a problem trying to get into these questions. Let me see if I can make that a bit bigger. Yes, from Heaton, thank you. Thanks from Eileen. Thank you very much, Eileen. Firstly, I would like to, I'll tell you who it's from in a moment. Firstly, I would like to thank all for the PayPal integration and you for the training. Thank you very much. It's saving me a lot of time. I have a quick question, please. I'm new to QBO and accounting in general. This is from Heaton. Heaton, I'm answering a question in general. So perhaps this is not necessarily related to the integration. I have first accumulating in the accounts, PayPal Bank and PayPal feeds. What do I do to clear them? Okay, I'm not quite understanding your question there, Heaton. I'm new to QBO and accounting in general, so perhaps. Yeah, I think this is more of an accounting question. Oh, yeah, so you've got funds accumulating the PayPal bank account and PayPal funds. What do I do to clear them? Yeah, I'm presuming you're talking about in the PayPal account itself. You would have to transfer into your bank account so that when you actually transfer into your bank account, all you need to do, and I'll show you how you do that. Let me go back into Buddy's file. So if you have your online banking feeds through your normal bank account added to QuickBooks Online, what you will find is in your account, in your check account that you've moved the money from PayPal to your bank account, it will be sitting in here. All you need to do is just transfer. There's a transfer button in your online banking feeds. All you need to do is just transfer from your bank account or check account or whatever it may be to your PayPal bank account in QuickBooks Online. Or the manual way of doing it, if you don't have QuickBooks Online feeds on the Global Create Plus area, under Other, under Transfer, this is where you would transfer from your PayPal bank account to your Westpac or whatever account it is. So if you're transferring $500 at a time, that's all you need to do. Save and new. And then what will happen there is if we just go back into our chart of accounts, back into our PayPal account, you will see that I've moved out $500 and I've moved it into the business check account. So does that answer your question there, Heaton? Hopefully it has. All right. Yes, thanks. That's great. Thanks, Heaton. Yeah, so it's just a matter of knowing where your buttons are, move the money around through transfer. If you've got online banking feeds, you can just do a transfer from the online banking feeds. I don't actually have anything attached in this account. But yeah, you can easily move them across. So nice and easy transfer in and transfer out to the other bank account. Okay, any other questions? I don't think I can see any there. Eileen, thanks Eileen. Heaton, I think you're happy there. Okay, cool. That's everybody's questions. So everyone, again, thank you for your time. Hopefully you're now confident in adding the PayPal app to QuickBooks Online. I showed you how easy it was, and it didn't really take us that long, and we've only been going for just on the hour, and I really slowed my process down so I could explain it to you. So I would say you'd probably have it up and running within less than 20 minutes. No dramas there at all. Okay, everyone. So thank you again for your time. Watch out for some more videos under the QuickBooks Online training session. There's always lots to find out at Intuit QuickBooks Online. So do take the time, have a look around and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.